Hey guys, welcome to the Cosmic Panel, where today we're going to be discussing our weekly polls.
Wait. Lucas.
What?
I just got a notification from Key Collector on my phone. There's a
Oh
huge
shit!
key coming out tomorrow, bro. First appearance, Bloods and Crips. It's gonna be in
Damn,
Gang War First Strike #1.
that's fucking crazy.
Dude,
Wait,
first appearance Bloods, first appearance Crips. I fucked it up.
oh,
First appearance Bloods, first appearance Crips.
did
In Marvel Comics continuity.
am I doing it right? I'm
That's
trying to
right, Lucas.
trying to spell
That's
out
right.
blood.
Don't forget to pick up your Blood and Crip variants today. They're doing a Blood cover and they're doing a Crips cover. So pick your side in the gang war, guys, and get excited for the Bloods and Crips to appear in mainline Marvel continuity.
This hurts my fingers.
Hey, everybody, welcome to the weekly comic poll for the last week in November, November 29th. Gang War starting this week. We got a lot of Gang War books, but I'm more excited for some other stuff. Lucas, what's your first pick?
My first pick is Action Comics 1059. We got Superman returning to his War World fit after the last fight. And I love seeing Superman use a sword and shield. It's pretty fun. So Philip Kennedy Johnson just using any excuse he can to get this back is very exciting. Plus, what it looks like from the cover, Superman's going to be fighting ninjas. Which, if you told me a couple of years ago that Superman in medieval armor was going to be fighting ninjas, I would have probably laughed in your face. So pretty nuts. But yeah, no, Action Comics has been phenomenal. I've really been enjoying it. Philip Kennedy Johnson keeps consistently pulling out all the stops, making me care more and more for Superman. But yeah, last time we got a reveal that one of the characters, one of our main antagonists, Nora Stone, is actually an Al Ghul. So pretty nuts, to be honest.
Yeah, I'm hoping for more mystical stuff. Uh, Basically, she was like conferring with someone that we didn't see, and I'm hoping for like more mystical stuff with Superman. I think that could be a cool switch up, because someone was copying Superman's abilities, and they clearly know his secret identity. So
Yeah.
it's a pretty menacing enemy. So I'm excited to see this plot develop.
Plus, we do know that I like that they're almost trying to weaponize the fact that Clark's identity causes aneurysms. That was very unique in a way. So the fact that they're trying to use that to kind of break everyone's brains is kind of nuts, to be honest. So very unique way to take something that we thought was kind of like a good thing and now revealed yeah it's still an awful thing because Clark can still cause serious harm to the general public.
Yeah, big time.
So very excited. What's your first pick?
My first pick for this week is Howard the Duck #1. This is a one shot celebrating 50 years of Howard. And luckily, the team behind 2 volumes of Great Howard comics is on this. It's Chip Zdarsky and Joe Quinones. I'm really excited to see them return to Howard. There were 2 volumes. Uh, well, it must have been like 6 years ago at this point. That were just really fun. So I'm excited to see this celebration of Howard for his 50th anniversary.
Yeah, no. Howard is definitely one of those fun characters that I still feel like is obscure enough to still be considered an obscure character. But yeah, no. I wish he had an ongoing. Honestly, I feel like he would do so well in the modern day.
I definitely
Um,
recommend his last 2 volumes. They were a lot of fun.
yeah. But yeah, Chip Zdarsky is one of my favorite writers, so I'm definitely excited to see how he's going to be handling Howard. I haven't really read anything that he's done with Howard previously, but I know that he is a very good comedic writer, so very hyped.
Yeah, big time. It's pretty crazy to think that Howard has showed up in so many movies now, though. Like so many MCU things. He had his own movie, but yeah, I still think people don't know about them. But I will be curious to see how this ranks for comic readers.
Yeah. Is the conclusion to season 2 of Static. We're finally getting the end of Shadows of Dakota, and last issue had Ebony and Static kind of clashing, facing off against each other, and Ebony kind of going into Static psyche and basically breaking down the fact that he feels like he's not doing enough for the city, that he feels like he has failed the people that he swore to protect because he can't fight against the corrupt system as a vigilante. And it was really, really, really well written. It was a very interesting perspective where we got to basically see that no matter what Static does, there's always going to be injustice, and that he can't be there for everyone. A kid that he was kind of tutoring, a smaller child, got killed, um, and Static feels incredibly, incredibly guilty over it because he wasn't there to protect him, because he was busy himself out doing vigilante work. So it's definitely interesting to see Virgil and Static kind of have to balance their double life, because I feel like that is something that we didn't really see a lot from Static, was him balancing his double life, and the fact that his parents know that he's Static is also another interesting dynamic. But yeah, Ebony has been a really, really, really phenomenal character. They've given him so much depth. He's so interesting, and honestly, he's kind of right in so many scenarios. These people came to his home, threatened his people. Um, the fact that he doesn't want to show them mercy is kind of fair, and the fact that they kidnapped his younger brother and his family members, I don't blame him for turning out the way he is. So very, very well written. I'm so excited. Vita uh, Ayala is an amazing writer, and I really love her voice for um, Static.
I think this is something that DC needs to come back to, which is a weird thing to say because it's such a recent format. But the seasonal format, like, where is that at for Doom Patrol? Where is that at for all these, what was well, now I forgot the label, but for Spirit World and City Boy,
We
all
Are
that stuff.
Legends.
We Are Legends, yes, the We Are Legends banner. Where is a seasonal format? Like you can like take a break, but these are characters that people want to read and people care about. So it's a shame to see series coming to an end without a seasonal return.
Yeah,
Definitely took a minute
honestly,
to get this final Static issue, but still, like, I'd rather know that it's going to happen and get excited for it than have no idea when my characters I like are going to return.
yeah, exactly. Like I'm willing to wait as long as I know that it's going to come out. Giving these writers and creatives time to really flesh out what they're going to do without a deadline, or really just giving them the time to kind of take a break from these characters and kind of explore other routes with different stuff, really allows them to really expand what they want to do with these characters, and maybe even inspire them to take them in directions where they wouldn't normally go. So um, season two of Static. We've already done Icon and Rocket. I mean, I really wouldn't be opposed to getting like seasonal formats for Spirit World. Like that would have been amazing. Doom Patrol, I 100% agree. Like I loved those series, and while I was okay with them ending, I wanted more. And I 100% agree. Seasonal formats, honestly, DC should just completely shift to that, because why do you can have miniseries as like a guaranteed, these are ending the story and that's it, we're not going to continue it for a while, versus these which can be like, okay, you can expect next year to get another batch of stories.
I think it would make them unique in the comics world. I think it would help with sales, honestly. So yeah.
Anyway, what's next for you?
Next up for me is Moon Knight 29. This is the penultimate issue of Moon Knight. Moon Knight had to storm Black Spectre, and now Zodiac is at the Midnight Mission. Curious to see what Zodiac has up his sleeve, to see what he's going to do at the Midnight Mission. But yeah, this is a pretty important issue that has to set up the end for Moon Knight and set up Vengeance of the Moon Knight. So pretty exciting.
Yeah, I really, I want to say that Jed McKay wouldn't kill off Mark, but at the same time, I really don't know. He's taken so many good, phenomenal risks with this character. This character has probably been written in some of the best ways he has since the Jeff Lemire run. And as a status quo, this is a phenomenal shift in direction. Having the Midnight Mission and having this like supporting cast for Moon Knight has been honestly a breath of fresh air. I feel like he used to just be a solo wolf, and that was fine. But seeing him kind of evolve and keep progressing has just been so interesting. Building out his rogues gallery, doing all these different things. I'm I'm not gonna lie. I'm sad to see this go. This has been one of my favorite ongoings. I truly do love this series, and yeah, I'm gonna miss this.
Yeah, big time. I'm very curious to see what Vengeance of Moon Knight will be. But yeah, it's pretty dire straits. I don't know how Tiger is supposed to get off this mine. I don't know how Reese is supposed to fight Zodiac by herself, like all this stuff. So it's getting pretty intense.
Yeah, like, and I love the amount of ideas that Jim McKay has brought into the series. Zodiac, such a fun character, honestly.
What's next up for you?
Next up for me is Marvel Zombies Black, White, and Blood. I actually really love the first issue. I'm a huge fan of the original Marvel Zombie series. Really loved it. Probably one of my favorite Marvel What If stories. It was surprisingly emotionally poignant and also incredibly violent, but it didn't lose the emotional aspect of the series. That was the key thing for me. Peter felt guilty. All these different characters felt conflicted. Um, but yeah, no. Last issue we had 3 short stories. They were amazing, written by Garth Ennis, written by Alex Segura, and written by Ashley Allen. And all 3 stories killed it. Honestly, the Garth Ennis story was really really touching. Seeing Daredevil kind of be caged up and used in a fighting ring, and then Punisher coming in and freeing him was unique. But yeah, no. This issue we got 3 more short stories. Gail Simone, we have Erica Schultz, and we have Doug Wagner. And I'm excited to see where this is going to go because they have a lot that they could do with this format, at least for the Marvel Zombies universe. And the Black, White, and Blood format has honestly never worked better than this because this really does fit the mood of the Marvel Zombies universe.
Yeah, I was very impressed with the first issue. They've done so many sequels to Marvel Zombies at this point that I was afraid this was just going to be another, you know, not great cash grab.
No,
But
same.
honestly, each story was very strong. I thought they were all emotional. And we got Justin Mason on Moon Knight, which was sick to see. We got a really cool Daredevil and a really cool Spidey story. So this is a really cool format to explore.
Yeah, no, definitely. The later Marvel Zombie stuff wasn't as good as the original. I want to say 2, to be honest. But this is definitely recapturing that for me. So very, very, very excited. Anyway, what's next for you?
Next up for me is Captain America #3. I am continuing to love the series. Honestly, really great flashback moments that build Steve's character and show what was going on in New York during the World War and the rise of the Nazis. Um, so it's been very good so far, and we're slowly finding out more about the enemy. And yeah, I'm very excited to continue reading this book.
Yeah, I feel like we always hear stories about after Steve transformed and while he's Captain America, but I and like when he was like a prospective soldier. Um, but I don't really feel like we hear a lot of stories of him as like an actual young adult before he fully joins the military and everything. The only time I can really remember off the top of my head was when they did Hydra's Cap, which is not even canon. So, but yeah, no. I have been really loving the flashbacks. Um, also, it's funny how they marketed the last issue as like a Spidey Cap team up, and it's just he's like there for like what 2 pages.
And
it
it
was
just
pretty good.
shows like Cap's commitment to helping people out. He cancels his own plans to help out Spidey, and then Spidey's thing doesn't even end up happening. Like, yeah. So
Yeah, I love that he was like, "Oh, the Sinister Six said said they're going to be coming in next week." Doc Ock said his niece or his aunt is coming into town. It was so stupid in the best way.
yeah, big time. So yeah, this has been very solid so far.
Yeah.
Next up for you.
Next up for me, Swan Song's number 5. I didn't really love the last issue, to be honest. It's probably the weakest issue for me out of all of them. Um, I wasn't a huge fan of the art, and I really wasn't a huge fan of the story personally. But I have my hopes up with Swan Song's number 5 because Alex Ekman Lawn is an insane fucking artist. If this cover doesn't intrigue you enough, honestly, um, but I love the. It's always the end of and then blank. This one's the end of on Hedonia, which I don't know what that means, to be honest. I'm about to search it up right now, but I believe it's something involving dreams. Oh, it's the lack of interest, enjoyment, or pleasure from life's experiences. Um, but yeah, no, I'm really excited to see how this is going to go because um, W. Maxwell Prince, I always trust his writing, even if I don't like it, it's still decent. At its worst, it's decent. At its best, it's phenomenal. So I always trust his work, and I'm going to pick it up whether or not I like the art or not. But this is just the cherry on top. Alex Ekman's art is insane to say the least.
Yeah, this is definitely an interesting premise for this one, and sadly, we won't get more of this at least for a while. But again, I'll say that this is a
Well, we're getting one more
seemingly,
issue after this.
yeah. I just mean like this is a limited series
Oh
at the
yeah,
moment, and I'll just say again that this format has unlimited potential. I think.
yeah. No, seriously, please, Image. If you're somehow watching us two idiots do this, please continue this. The series is so good. Anyway, what's next for you?
Next up for me is X Men Blue Origins #1. This is a very unique Fall of X book. We're getting a little special, a little pause, or I guess I'll say like a little insertion in the Uncanny Spider-Man series. This takes place right before the last few pages of the last Uncanny Spider-Man issue. I am intrigued about this, especially because I'm assuming you read Uncanny, right?
Yeah, no, I did.
Word.
I'm
I'm
not gonna
very
lie, I found it really, really frustrating how we cut away from the conversation. I was like,
yeah.
really, really,
This is a bigger book coming in at $5.99. So
40 pages.
this has a lot of of heavy lifting to do, but I'm definitely excited for it. I trust Cy Spurrier with this character, so yeah, I'm just very intrigued because Kurt kind of just gets captured at the end of the last issue and says Mystique isn't coming to help him. So um, I'm just very curious how revelatory this conversation is going to be. But they're calling it the definitive Nightcrawler origin story. So
Yeah,
this is going to be a big deal for Nightcrawler fans. So very excited.
yeah, and from what I can read, at least from the comments, a lot of people don't like the original Nightcrawler origins or whatever was last retcon. So hopefully this appeases that crowd and really does the whole origin justice.
We want Destiny and Mystique to be the two mothers.
Yeah,
That's all I'm saying. And honestly, at this point, I'd be very surprised if they didn't do that.
yeah, same. I'm kind of surprised they haven't done it already.
Yeah, so pretty exciting, and a lot of the Fall of X books are coming to an end very soon. So this has been a very fast-paced event, but I've been loving it. What is your final pick for this week?
So my final pick is the heartbreaking conclusion to this arc in Something is Killing the Children.
I thought you were going to say the book was ending.
No. I don't think the book is. Well, I mean, for the foreseeable future, this is the end of the book.
Oh, damn.
Yeah,
Okay.
we
Yeah,
don't.
there's nothing
We
else announced.
yeah. So we don't
Shit.
know when this is going to come back.
Okay.
But I am fucking astounded by the ending from the last issue. We thought Erica had a leg up on Cutter. We thought she had the advantage. She had these arrows dipped in an extremely acidic poison that would guarantee one a kill on the monster and a kill on Cutter if it hit either of them. But then Cutter, fucking proving the monster that she is, kidnaps a child to hold hostage, the one that Erica has been kind of working with. So Cutter grabs the arrow out of midair and fucking stabs the child with the poison dipped arrow that we know would kill a fucking monster and guaranteed give you, quite word for word, one of the most horrific, painful deaths you could possibly imagine. That is, the person who created the poison said that to Erica, that she wanted her to stab it to give Cutter a painful, horrific death, one of the worst imaginable. And now we just had one of our main supporting cast stabbed with it, a young child who's like 9. Um, so Erica also has the monster behind her still chasing her, the monster that looks like her, that has been eating multiple children. She has Cutter in front of her who just stabbed this child. So really, Erica gets no wins, and it feels awful.
Yeah, pretty brutal. And this has to somehow put a cap on all that because this is the last issue for the foreseeable future.
Yeah, Erica isn't allowed to be happy, and in this monster hunting business, you can't count on anyone. You can't depend on anyone. You just have to do everything yourself. And if someone gets killed, you have to be willing to risk them. And this has been something that they've been nailing home over and over again. You can't save everyone. You have to kill the monster. You can't save everyone. If you try to save everyone, you're going to get more people killed. And it's a brutal, brutal lifestyle that they've been trying to nail into Erica, but Erica has been basically been saying no. I'm not. This is why I quit the order. I want to save everyone. I want to make sure every monster dies. I don't want this to continue. And yet again, we're proven to this point. Last time it was her brother that basically died, her adopted brother, to help her take down this monster. And now this time it is a young child that she swore to protect, and multiple children. That's the thing, multiple children on top of that have now killed with her likeness. So yeah, absolutely. James Tynion the fourth, man, fucking man knows how to pull out my heartstrings and make me feel like utter dog shit after every issue. Every time I think it can't get worse, it somehow fucking does.
Yep.
Motherfucker knows how to do it. Anyway, what's your topic? Hopefully it's a lot happier than mine.
My top pick for this week is Penguin number 4.
So no.
I really enjoyed. Basically, I really enjoyed last issue, bringing yet more obscure characters from DC's history, the Force of July, into the forefront here. Really showing a cast of broken people that Penguin is now hiring to return to their old habits, their old ways, and yeah, super strong series so far. Very curious to see what Penguin's game plan is going to be, but yeah, he's been assembling a very interesting crew. So yeah.
Yeah, no, I honestly was really surprised. These were characters I had never heard of. The Lady Liberty, Major Victory, Mayflower, Silent Majority, and Sparkler. Never heard of any of them, but I loved how, even just reading up a little bit about them, I still got a feel for who they are as characters. Um, but yeah, no, Cobblepot knows how to manipulate everyone, whether they want to be or not. Um, Sparkler was basically had his significant other held at gunpoint. Silent Majority had his mental illness used against him. Major Victory had his heroistic attitude used against him, and Mayflower had her basically her photokinesis used against her, and Lady Liberty was just willing
Well,
to do it for cash.
she was basically manipulated by like her, I guess, poison ivy obsession or her poison ivy envy, I guess. But I like that out of all of them, only one was like a base threat where it was just like, "I will kill your sister if you don't join."
Oh yeah, it was sister, not significant other.
And they left that for like the last member. It was just like straight up, just like join me or I kill your sister. Like all the other ones were way more nuanced, and that was the last one.
Yeah,
But yeah, Tom King knows how to make people care, knows how to make me care for sure about obscure characters that most people don't know about. So
yeah, and he
yeah,
always recontextualizes them to make them seem significantly more useful than they were when they were originally created or portrayed. Like, let's be honest, compared to most new heroes, their powers aren't that crazy, but he paints them in a light where it's like, no, these characters can be useful if they're used in the right way. They have to be honed, and Penguin is the stone that's going to be honing their edge. It's basically what we got. So very excited to see what's going to happen.
yeah, big time. Tom King is just killing it right now.
Yeah.
He just started a new Boom book. I don't know if you saw that too.
No, I didn't actually. What name book?
They put out an Ashcan edition, which is basically like a 0 issue, I guess, but it's called Animal Pound,
Animal.
and it's for Boom. So yeah,
Glad that he's exploring more indie outlets. Honestly.
yeah.
But yeah,
This has been the weekly polls for November 29th. Please comment down below what you guys are excited to pick up this week. Don't forget to like, subscribe, support your local comic shop, and read comics.
Blood and Crips.